Solar Jr. and Steve Domain. From Berwick, we have Mayor Duval Arthur, and we have Raymond Price, Colleen Askew, and Assistant Chief of Police, J.P. Henry. With Patterson, we have Holden Murray with the City of Patterson as the Economic Development Director. With the City of Franklin, we have Mayor Eugene Foucault, Mayor Pro Tem Lester Levine, Joe Garrison, and the Police Chief Cedric Handy. And in addition, you have myself again as a representative of St. Mary Parish School Board and Solar CC Young Memorial Campus and Franklin campuses. Today's luncheon sponsors are our annual elite sponsors, the Bayou Bend Health System, Enamore, and Omega Waste Management. Please welcome Bart Foss of Bayou Bend Health System to say a few words.
Promise I'll be quick, but thank y'all again for always having us. I just wanted to give you all a few updates. Construction project we have moving forward right now is going extremely well. We just opened up our newly renovated admitting and patient access areas in the hospital. So when you walk in, you don't have to peek through that little snowball window to get checked in as a patient anymore. We've got a nice new welcoming kind of front door to the community. We're also adding on 2 new operating rooms and bringing our MRI into the building. We also we added the services of Dr. Johnny Perez, general surgery and bariatric surgeon, who has been a welcome addition, and he has hit the ground running. We're already doing bariatric surgeries at Bayou Bend. We've already conducted about a half dozen of those in his first month. And we are working feverishly to make Bayou Bend a bariatric center of excellence through all the accrediting agencies. So that's going very well. And then just lastly, the Wellness Center, as usual, I'll report we're doing well. We're sitting at around 1,600 members. But the one big announcement that has changed probably since the last time we talked is now everyone can access the Wellness Center for as low as $30 a month for their membership fees. So if the $49 price tag was keeping you away before, you can now get in for $30. Come and talk to me after, and I can give you all the details on that. But that's all I got. So thank you all so much for having us.
Thank you, Bart, and thank you to all of our sponsors for their continued support of the Chamber. We simply could not function without you all. I'd now like to take a moment to recognize the unsung heroes of our organizations, our administrative assistants. Their contributions are invaluable, yet often go unnoticed in the daily hustle. This month, we honor Mrs. Alfreda Jones from the Well Mind LLC. Mrs. Jones is a vital team member known for her dedication, initiative, and compassion. She consistently goes above and beyond, anticipating needs, caring for clients, and embracing new challenges. Despite transitioning from a 25-year cafeteria career, she quickly mastered her role, driven by her commitment to the mission. Her loyalty and hard work make her a deserving recipient of the Administrative Assistant of the Month. Mrs. Alfreda, please come forward to receive this token of appreciation.
Good morning. First of all, I just want to thank God, because without him, none of this would be possible. And as you heard her say, I'm just humbled by it all. I come from a 25-year working in the cafeteria. And if anybody has done that before, they know that is not an easy job to do. So transitioning into mental health was something I had no knowledge of, but I knew that it was a need in the community. I thank God that He gave me a heart of service. I love serving people. I love helping people. I love making people happy. Just whatever I can do to put a smile on somebody's face is what I love doing. So I want to thank Ms. Lena Turner for giving me an opportunity. I want to thank her for challenging me. I want to thank her for supporting me as always. I want to thank her husband for always encouraging me as well. I would like to thank my family who's sitting over there, especially my mom, because I think I get my work ethic from her. I've watched her work so hard for so many years to take care of all her kids. And just watching her work so hard gave me the desire to be able to do the same thing that she did. I want to thank my husband and my daughter. They're always encouraging me as well and telling me that they're proud of me. And yeah, I'm just so humbled. Thank you all.
Congratulations again, Mrs. Alfreda. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, St. Mary Parish Sheriff Gary Driskell. After graduating from Morgan City High School, Sheriff Driskell served in the U.S. Army until 1990, then joined the Reserve and was called up for Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. He began his career with the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office the same year, steadily rising through the ranks in various divisions. In 2018, he was promoted to Chief Deputy, overseeing the daily operations and agency efficiency. In 2023, Driskell won the sheriff election with 77% of the vote in a 4-candidate race. Following Sheriff Blaze Smith's passing in February 2024, Gary was sworn in early to complete the term before officially beginning his first elected term in July. He, his wife, Courtney, and their son, Jace, reside in Morgan City. Please join me in welcoming Sheriff Gary Driskell.
That sounds so good, I wanted to read it again. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank the Chamber for giving me an opportunity to come and speak to everyone today. I've been in law enforcement for over 38 years, and I have been blessed. I'm honored to be your sheriff and humbled. You know, I have to take the time to thank each and every one of you for your support, for your trust in me, and helping my dream come true of becoming sheriff. But I also have to thank all my employees, the men and women of the Sheriff's Office. The men and women of the Sheriff's Office are a dedicated group. They're professional, they're hardworking, and they do it day in and day out to support you. Around the U.S., we've had a lot of police departments and Sheriff's Office has been lacking in recruiting and understaffed, which makes it very hard. And I see Assistant Chief here and Chief, they know what we all go through. Trying to find employees is difficult at times. But I'm proud to say the first time in years we are filled as far as a criminal division. We actually overhired. So we have more patrol out there today than we've had in a very long time, and we have actually put more people in detectives and in narcotics. So I'm proud to say that. But it hasn't been easy, not at all. We had to sit down, we had to figure out ways, how can we recruit, how can we pull people into the Sheriff's Office? So we had some incentives that we come up with. One of the incentives that we come up with was an educational incentive. What this is, if you're a college graduate, we pay you more money. If you're going to college, we will pay you up to $750 a semester to help pay that if it goes to anything with law enforcement background. the education is very important to me. We have found stats and what we've seen, the more educated our deputies are, the better off we all are. There's less lawsuits, there's less trouble, so we push that hard with our guys, and we've had numerous deputies take advantage of it. We also have longevity pay that we started. Our senior deputies, we figured, they're senior guys. They're the ones that know it all. They have all the knowledge. So we pay them a little bit extra every year that they're here because we want to keep them here. We want them to share that knowledge with all the younger deputies. So when they decide it's time for me to go, it's time for me to retire, these younger deputies can step in with no hesitation and keep moving forward. Now there's other places that we give extra pay, such as the field training officer, defense tactics instructors, special response teams, negotiators, dive team, firearms. People like this go above and beyond on their own to learn more and to work harder and to teach other deputies. So I wanted to help them out. If they're going above and beyond and they're becoming my elite, I wanted to pay them a little bit more. And when you get on teams like this, it's a little bit more dangerous, so I wanted to help them out. Things like this helps us keep people. Things like this helps bring people in. Even the Department of Treasury seen a need for more law enforcement. So they put a program out, if you're a brand new officer or deputy that's never been in law enforcement before, they will pay $5,000 to those officers or deputies without doing anything except join into law enforcement. Now they do have to stay in law enforcement for a couple of years. And we have been able to do that for a couple of our deputies. We wrote out a couple of $5,000 checks and gave to them. Now, I will not say the deputy's name because I think they never went home and told their wives. So we're going to keep that amongst us. I told them I'd never give their names out. But it's a good program and we do appreciate it. And we continue to look for ways to try to better our office and make things better for our people. Insurance, we all have it, we all need it, and it's not always nice. I think we go above and beyond with our insurance. Our insurance, we pay a little bit more to get a $500 deductible for our guys and gals. But what we've seen, a lot of those deputies was going to urgent cares. What's bad about us, we don't have a copay. So they would have to pay $150, $200, $250 at times. And as a deputy that's not making a lot of money, that's a lot of money to anybody. So we found this Access to Health. And it's a program where we pay for it, but our deputies and their families benefit from it. It's a little bit of money, but we do have 2 urgent cares here in the parish that participate in this. And if they go to those urgent cares, it doesn't cost them a dime, them or their families. So it's a great help. And again, we're just trying to find ways to better our office and to help our people. With this though, we really think with our normal insurance, it'll go down a little bit because we don't have so much going on to them. So even though we're paying a little bit, I think we're gonna get back and make up some of that difference. So it's a great thing. New units and equipment. Ooh, this is a big one. A few years ago, we would budget for 1 unit. And if we was lucky, we would get it. So we had to change our way of thinking, things, the way that we'd operating. I'm proud to say that money is not too big of an object anymore. In the past 3.5 years, we purchased over 40 vehicles, brand new. Now, as you can see, these units are gray. About a year ago, we was trying to get units, and it was really hard to find units. And one of the companies said, we got 2 of them, police packages that y'all can buy, but they're gray. I was like, gray? We're always white. We have white units. I said, you know what? We need them. Let's get them. So they striped them out. They gave put all the equipment in it. We finally got them back, and when we did, everybody loved it. They loved the gray, they loved the striping on them. So you'll start seeing more gray units, because if that's what motivates my guys and has better morale, I'll get gray cars from now on. Now, of course, we're being smarter too, because some of these vehicles that we've been buying, we just purchased 3 more units, or 3 vehicles actually, from a local dealership. We're getting vehicles that's getting 30-something miles to the gallon now, instead of 12 or 14. We all know gas prices has gone up tremendously, and that's something we have to deal with. Just a few years ago, we was paying about $18,000 a month in fuel. It got up to about $40,000 a month in fuel. So again, we're changing our way of thinking to save money for us. In these new units are some of the things that we've done also is we used to have pocket recorders, $40 pocket recorders. And they was okay. They recorded what everything was said. But it was kind of dangerous because our deputies had to pull them out their pockets, turn them on, put them back in their pockets. They're not focused on what they should be focused on. It was dangerous. So at one point we got with a company and we got body cams, and we didn't know if we could afford it or not. And it was a pretty penny, I gotta say. But we was able to pull it off. 3 years come around and we're sitting here going, okay, are we gonna pull it off again? Not only did we pull it off, we got dash cams for all these units. The dash cams are great. They sit on the dash. They film so much more, and they have license plate readers in them. These license plate readers record all these license plates. As they're going down the highway, they're picking up all these license plates, which also gives us alerts saying it's a stolen vehicle, or if it's an Amber Alert, those deputies know right then and there. So we were able to respond right then and there. It also, as they're going down the road patrolling, if we had a burglary at 3 o'clock in the morning and it got reported the next day or 2 days down the road, we could look at these LPRs because they're recorded and they stay in the system. And we could sit there and say, hey, maybe this vehicle that passed, because we know the burglary happened about 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe this vehicle that passed has something to do with this burglary. So it's always tools that we're looking for that's going to help solve crimes and makes life easier on you and us. So we continue to better ourselves. One of the another things that we're working on right now is AEDs. We're trying to get AEDs for every unit we have. As a sheriff's office or a first responder, we're usually the first one on the scene. We're in the area already. And my guys, I got to say, I got to tip my hat to these guys. They have saved several lives in the last few years, and it's not as easy as what you see on TV. A lot of times, you're doing CPR, you don't get them back. But we've been very fortunate. But we looked at these and we thought, what better way to help them even save more lives? When you have a portable AED right there that you can hook up to somebody, we know we can save more lives if we have them. So we are working with a company right now. It looks like we will be able to get them. And again, they will go in every unit. Another thing I love is we're working with SLCC right now. We're partnering up with them because we want to put the GED program back in the jail. We want to give the inmates an opportunity to get a GED, a graduate. I think that would help them out tremendously. Right now we have a lot of interest in the inmates in doing this. But what we're also looking at is a welding class that the SLCC is willing to put on free of charge for about 10 of these inmates. And I think that would be awesome. For them to go through a school 4 to 6 months and learn a skill and get certified, they will have jobs waiting on them. In fact, we started our work release program up again a couple years ago. We have about 12, 15 inmates right now in the work release program. And they're doing very well. Recently we had 2 of them got out. One had a payday, a check of $60,000. Another one had a check for $40,000. When you get out of jail, you have a job, you have a place to stay, and you have money to get you back on your feet, that is definitely a leg up on not coming back. And I love this program because the stats show if you're in this program, you don't tend to come back to jail. And that's what we want. That's why we're starting these programs. That's why we do what we do for these inmates. Because look, I've had friends that got arrested. And it's hard to find jobs once you got something on your record. You know, ladies and gentlemen, take a chance on these gentlemen and ladies. We're doing our best to get them back in society where they're positive. They can do positive things, where they're not back in jail. And it's another great program, great things that we're working on, that we're striving to do better. Community policing. Y'all know I love community policing. I love talking to people. I hate getting up here and talking to people, but I love one-on-one talking. I love it. I think it's needed. We have to do more of it, and we've been doing it. Getting out and talking to you, the people that we serve, gains trust. Trust in law enforcement, and we trust you guys. It means a lot. I did it my whole career. I was able to solve cases. And I know if we can continue doing the community policing and working together and building more and more trust, we can accomplish anything. We can solve most crimes if we can get people more involved. So I love this. Now, some of the things that we've been doing is our movie nights. They've been very successful. We've been loving it. We bought a big 24-foot screen, and I've never seen so many kids eat so many hot dogs in one night in my life. But Centerville, they got the record. I think we went through about 500 hot dogs that night, between that, popcorn, and drinks. But it gives us an opportunity to meet these kids and their families and just spend time with them, and gives those kids reassurance that we're there for them. If something's wrong, come to the police. We're here to help. And anything like this and everything like this, we're going to do. Junior Deputy Academy. Something that we just started this year, and I wish I could take the credit for it, but I can't. One of my deputies come up with this. And she knows how much I love doing things with the kids. So she had come up and she approached me and said, I want to do a Junior Deputy Academy. And I said, okay, what do you have in mind? She goes, it's going to be a week long. We'll take 20 people in, 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to have different groups of deputies come in and teach and show them what we do, show them the equipment. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. Sounds good. And we had a blast. Our deputies had fun. We had patrolmen come in and teach. We had our SWAT guys. We had all these different Marine divisions bringing in boats. We had them fingerprinting, you name it. It's early recruiting. But it was great. It was fantastic. And we ended up doing 2 classes because we had so many. And it was a great time for everybody, except that first class, I asked them, how many of y'all want to be cops? Not a single hand went up. I was like, I said, okay, what do y'all want to do? I want to be a fireman. I want to be an interior designer. I'm like, wait a second. We're recruiting. We want you here. But it was great. The kids was great. The best thing about it for the parents, they loved it because they got 3 hours of free babysitting. So if you didn't take advantage of it, shame on you. But we will be doing that again next summer. That's going to be a summertime thing. And it was really great. We really loved it. Like always, we will be back in the schools. We love the schools. We love going to the schools. Same thing. We get to meet the teachers, the students, and we play games with them. We have not won a game yet. Some games we throw. Some games, they actually just beat us. But you got to look with the talent I'm working with. It's not much. It's not much. Look, I mean, come on. I love Spencer to death. He works really hard. But you don't see him dribbling a ball very good. We do, it's a lot of trash talk. You know, you wouldn't think 5th graders are very good at that, but they are. Some of my deputies at first was like, do we really have to go do this? I was like, yes, you really have to go do this. And at the end of the day, it was like, when can we do it again? We had a blast. We love it. The kids love it. Kids are smiling from ear to ear. And so is the deputies. So it's a great thing. So we're going to continue to do that without a doubt. Our National Night Out, we have two since we covered the whole parish. October 28th, it's going to be our first one. It's going to be at the West St. Mary Civic Center. And our second one will be the very next night in Patterson. We usually have it in Bayou Vista, but we're growing so much. We've had cars all over the place on Southeast Boulevard. We're going to move it to the Patterson Civic Center where we have more room. And I invite all of you to come out. And if you'd be so kind, I would love to see you donate a bike for the cause. We're looking for bikes. I don't care if it's girl bikes, boys bikes, little bikes, big bikes. You want to donate, bring it to the sheriff's office. We'll give you a shout out. We appreciate everything you do. Again, it's a great opportunity. We have state police coming with a helicopter. National Guard is coming one night, maybe with a helicopter. We have all the different agencies, all the police departments that come. Different groups come out there. It's a great time, spend with the kids and the family. We'll have fun jumps and food and everything else. So please come on out and spend some time with us. Now, one of the things that I'm very proud of, and I think it goes hand in hand with community policing. I hired a gentleman. He had 19 years at a sheriff's office. He had 20 years with the FBI. He retired recently. He's looking for a job. His specialty was investigating public corruption, domestic terrorism, and homicides. And I thought, what a great person to bring in to handle all our complaints. He has all the education you need, very well spoken. And so any complaints that come in on deputies, and I don't care how small or how big, they go through him now. And he investigates them. He investigates them very thoroughly. He comes up with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I needed. I needed somebody that's going to shoot me straight. Because if we don't police our own people, all that community policing I'm talking about, where we're trying to gain your trust, that trust goes out the window. So if you ever have a complaint on one of the deputies, don't hesitate. Please come forward. Because if we don't know they're doing something wrong, we can't fix it. So very proud of this young man. I say young man. He's an older gentleman, but he's doing a great job. The next thing we have, we are going to be building a building in Centerville. And what we'd like to do is show you a little film that our architect has come up with, and then I'll speak more on it. Okay, we need a new building. We want a new building. The building we have is just falling apart around us. And it wasn't built for a sheriff's office. It wasn't built for a sheriff's office needs. And as y'all know, we purchased some property in Centerville, and hopefully we'll be breaking ground sometime early next year on this building. It'll be the first time ever that I've seen the criminal division together. It's always been separated, and it's always been issues as far as communications. You have an office in Morgan City, office in Franklin, and two different things are being put out. So we're able to pull all our detectives together, our narcotics together, our patrol together for the first time, or it will be the first time ever. And I think it's a good thing. It's centered in the center of the parish. We'll have a motor pool there where we'll be doing all the work on our units. We will also have a huge gas tank there, which will save us about 15 more cents a gallon on gas. So again, this is always that we're trying to come up to save money for us so we could put it on other things that's going to help serve you, the people that we serve. With this building, though, we'll have a proper evidence room. We'll have somewhere to actually process evidence. And we're also going to have a tech room where we're going to be able to do phone dumps and computer dumps and vehicle dumps. Everything that we need to help serve you and help solve crimes. So it's a building, it's everything that we've done in the past few years, except, and John reminded me, in the past 3.5 years, we have given promotions it's been a bump up 37% in the last 3.5 years. That's huge for our deputies. I mean, right now, you sit back and go, if I had a 37% pay raise, that'd be nice, right? Sorry, bosses, sorry. We've done that in the last 3.5 years, and I'm not satisfied. These men and women work very hard, and they put their lives on the line every day. And I'm still trying to find ways to give them more money, and I will find ways. Everything that you have seen, everything that we have talked about, and I'll give you plenty of time to ask questions. We've never asked for a tax because we've worked with the money that we've had. We've been good stewards with your money, and we're going to continue to be good stewards with your money. So I appreciate everything y'all do for us. I can honestly say, it's so nice to be supported as much as we are. I think we have a great relationship with the people we serve. I want it to get better. And I again thank you again for everything. Teresa, you still haven't paid your taxes. Please get with me after we leave here, okay? I'd hate to see you get picked up. So, as of right now, if you have any questions, I may not be able to answer them, but I'll take them. Yes, sir.
Yes. The question I have is, when it comes to voting,
And I will get back with you and let you know for sure.
I give you my card, probably, so you can let me know so I can pass it on, because I know a lot of guys are eligible sometimes. They
Yeah.
go to jail.
Yeah, some are not, but some are. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Because a lot of those guys, they haven't been sentenced, they haven't been found guilty, so they still have the right.
thank you.
Oh, this is easy. Nobody else? Yes, sir.
I just wondered if you had any thoughts on the impact of changing the age of juvenile offense to, I guess, 17.
Going back to 17?
How that's worked out.
The juvenile problem is definitely a problem across the United States. We have a lot of issues with juveniles. We have adults that's putting them up to do major crimes and paying them $50, $100, go shoot up places, do different things. That's why I try to do so much community policing. I try to reach these kids before they go down that wrong path. And I want parents, I want teachers, I want everybody to get involved with these students and with these kids more. There's no place to put these juveniles. That's part of the problem. We send our juveniles to Oklahoma, Mississippi, and it has to be something very serious. Years past, we had places that we'd bring juveniles for burglaries and things like that. If it's a burglary, it's no way you're getting a child or a suspect into any facility for something like that. It has to be a very serious crime. Now, they are working on something right now. There's 8 parishes that's trying to put something together to have a juvenile facility either built, or they might have a facility in St. Martinville, but it would cause a tax to be passed, and of course, nothing is cheap when it comes to juveniles, but I think it's something that's needed. Now, going back up to the age of 17, I personally, when it was 17 before, didn't think we had the juvenile problem as bad. I thought it was a little bit better. I thought it was a lot better, honestly. We didn't have the crimes. I think at 17, they know they go to jail, and they think twice. But again, you hate seeing these kids in jail. You hate seeing them arrested. Yes, ma'am.
Either of you, I didn't hear you, or you didn't mention it, the new person that you have, secret. I don't think you mentioned the name.
Well, his name is Charlie.
Okay.
And Charlie's, like I said, he's an older gentleman that, man, he is fantastic. He is, I think, what we needed. He knows nobody at the sheriff's office. So he's brand new. He's not from this area. He lives a couple hours away, or a little over an hour away. Very professional. So, yeah. No, I didn't say his name. A lot of times I won't say deputies' names. Some of them are shy. Not John. John is not shy. This one's not shy either. No. Okay. He got in touch with our warden. It's by mail. They'll be able to vote by mail. Yes, ma'am.
You talk about recruiting new hires. What type of structure do you have in place as far as the pay?
About 3.5 years ago, it was about $11 an hour. Wasn't much pay. Wasn't nothing. It's still not a lot. We're a little over $16 an hour pay starting off. When they get hired, depending on their age, they'll work in the jail or they can go to patrol. What happens within a year, they have to go to an academy. Once they go to the academy and get post-certified, they'll receive a $600 jump in pay from the state, which helps them out financially as well. But they continue their education. We want them to continue their education. We constantly put them through training. There's so much training we have to do every year. Some of it's mandated, some of it is by choice. We get to pick what training it is. One of the trainings that we do every year, I'm gonna be honest, is active shooter. We practice that a lot. A lot of our fellow law enforcement agencies, we all get together, practice that. We work together very well for something like that because we know if one of our schools is targeted, it's gonna be a nightmare for us. So that's something that we take very serious. So that's one of the trainings that we do every year. And the rain is here. Yes, sir.
Do you all have someone that is in charge of the Louisiana Crime Victim Reparation?
Yes, we do. That's Captain Stephanie Hebert, or Duhorn. Stephanie Duhorn. She works out of the Morgan City office.
Thank you.
Ask away. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Y'all let us out. No, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Sheriff Driskell.